All right, what's up, tycoons? What is up, traders? Super excited for today's video. We are going to be given an update on the free trading course. Okay, this is the second video in it, and we're looking at bearish candlestick patterns, right? And I'm actually going to go over my favorite bearish candlestick patterns. Okay, so the first one we have here is going to be a bearish three-line strike. You have three red candles right here, three in a row, and then you get this engulfing candle right here. You'd look for an entry and then a stop loss and a move downwards. Here we have a good example of it right here. We see we get a three-line strike, okay? And ultimately it ends up going down and creating a downtrend. The next one is going to be, this is a chart basically with just, some basics, right? And understanding what bearish candles look like. This is going to be the most bearish candle. It's going to be opening up here and then closing down here with a full body, right? Now, the second most bearish is going to be a candle that opens up right here. This is the open of the candle. Buyers push the price all the way up, but they're not able to close around this. In fact, buyers just come up real quick and sellers swoop in and close below the close or below the open, right? So it opens here, comes up, and then actually closes down here. This is the second most bearish candlestick. We have the normal bearish. Looks just like this with a small wick on the top, a small wick on the bottom. We have a neutral bearish, and this really can go either way, but because this one's a red candle instead of a green, it's going to be a neutral bearish candle. These are dojis. And then we have the least bearish candlestick right here, where it opens up here. Sellers push the price all the way down, but buyers step in and it closes just below the open. That's going to be your least bearish candlestick. Now, one of my favorites really is the bearish engulfing pattern. And this one, it works for bullish and bearish, and it's one of the easiest to spot, right? So you have your initial candle that opens here, closes here, right? This is a bullish candle in this case. And then your second candle, all right, the bearish engulfing is going to open up higher, right? And then actually come down and fully engulf this previous candle, okay? And it's going to come down and close lower than the close of day one. This is going to be your bearish candle right here. And this is a really nice example. You have your green candlestick right here. You have your red candle opening just slightly above and then completely engulfing this candle over here, closing below. And as you see, it results in downwards pressure and movement towards the downside. The next one is really going to be two candle patterns, but they're both very similar. We have the evening star and the evening star doji. So the way this works is you're going to have a bullish candle, all right? It's going to gap up, and this can be bullish or bearish, right? So it doesn't have to be a red candlestick right here. It can be a green candlestick as well. So keep that in mind. But in particular, you're looking for a green candle to open and close like a nice strong green candle. You'll see a gap up, right? And then on the third candlestick, you're going to see it gap down and then close. And you want this candle right here to close 50% or below this candlestick right here. So, the halfway point of this candle is about 50% right there. We see that this candlestick closed below that, and what we get would be some downward pressure and some continued selling. Now here's an example of the evening star doji, where the doji is simply just a much thinner, has a much thinner body than this, and the wicks are a little bit longer. So you can see we have the nice green bullish candle right here. We get an evening star doji. Once we get this candlestick to close below 50% of this previous candlestick, and then you see it results in some downwards pressure and some continued selling. The next one is going to be three black crows candlestick pattern. And by the way, I'm going to show you guys how you can set all of these up on TradingView. There's some really nice indicators that'll do all of the work for you and spot these candlestick patterns and allow you to, use some of your inference on whether or not you want to enter into those. So three black crows is a bearish pattern, and the opening and closing prices of the following candles must be lower than the previous ones. And the shadow of each candle is very small, meaning, like the wicks right here. So we see it opens, closes below. We have this one that opens above, closes below, opens. This one right here opens above this close and then closes down below. This is a good example right here. We have three black crows, and then we get some downwards pressure to the downside. Another one is going to be the hanging man candlestick pattern. So what you're looking for is a very short wick or no wick at all on the top, and then you're looking for a long shadow wick right here. This is going to be your hanging man candlestick pattern. As you can see, you have an uptrend right here. Once we get a hanging man, this is your potential opportunity for a short position, and you see it ended up resulting in some downwards pressure. The next one is going to be a gravestone doji, and the gravestone doji is basically going to open and close at the very same level, right? And that's going to be your low. And then it has a very long wick, long shadow up here to the top side. This is going to be a bearish candlestick. And as you can see, it sets up a nice reversal right here. We have a nice upwards trend. We get our Gravestone Doji, and then ultimately we reverse and start heading back downwards. So that's it for the candlestick patterns. We're going to hop over to TradingView now and show you guys how to set it up. All right, so now that we're on TradingView, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the indicators tab, and there's two indicators that will set all of this up for you. I want you to type in all, and it'll pull up all candlestick patterns. This is the one you're going to select, right? And from there, we're going to edit and modify it just a little bit. And we're going to go to detect trend based on, and we're going to put no detection right here. We're going to put label color bearish as red, and then pattern type. We're only looking for bearish pattern types in this video specifically. So we're just going to keep this on bearish. Now you want to unselect all of these pattern types that are pre-selected, and the ones that you want to select are going to be the engulfing, the evening doji star, the evening star, the gravestone doji, the hanging man, and down here to the bottom, we see we have 3 black crows. You'll come here and hit OK, but this particular indicator does not have the 3-line strike. So we'll come back up here to indicators again, and we'll type in 3-line strike, and we can see it pops up here. You want to choose the one that says TTF, okay? 3-line strike TTF. You come over here, and I'll turn this on the screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to put plot 3-line strike meme signals. And I just do this just to make it a little bit more fun. It's going to put these peach emojis right here. And then we're going to look and really just save this. We'll take this off where it says show bullish 3-line strike, because in this video, we're looking only at bearish candlestick patterns. And then we'll come down here and hit OK, and it's going to take your chart and look up like this. So H-man right here, this is the hanging man, right? HM. BE, this is the bearish engulfing candlestick, right? And then right here we have a 3-line strike, bearish, right? That's what the little peach is. So now, after learning what those candlestick patterns are, and you can modify this to show only 1 or 2 patterns, you know, whichever ones that are your favorite, feel like work the best for you, and things will be set up very nicely for you. And from here, what you can do to further improve, you know, basically your thesis is you can come in here and you can start to draw some, you know, support and resistance, or some supply and demand zones, right? So right over here, we have a supply zone, okay? We'll change this color to red real quick right here. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and put, you know, some areas of demand that we have. Okay. And this is just going to help further improve your entries and your exits, basically. Okay. Because now you know areas where there's going to be some supply, some areas where there's going to be some demand. And you can wait for the setup and see if we're going to break through our demand zones, or wait to see if we're going to break through our supply zones, right? So it starts off here. We get a bearish engulfing right over here. And then we come down into this demand zone right here. We get a 3-line strike and a bearish engulfing, puts us down here, and we start to establish this area of demand. We come back up, okay, and now we know that this is our supply zone. This is an area of resistance we're paying attention to, and we see bearish candlestick patterns. So you can be a little bit more confident trading you know, these candlestick patterns in between certain ranges of resistance and ranges of support. Like right here, you know, we have a hanging man doji, and it's in demand, right? We have a hanging man doji right here in our demand zone. This is an area of support, so you may not want to go ahead and take that trade based on the fact that we're, you know, trading in support. But we come up here and we start getting a bearish engulfing and a 3-line strike bearish, and we, you know, can feel more confident about taking that trade. Over here, we get a 3-line strike and a bearish engulfing, but we're over here in this demand zone, so maybe we don't want to take that yet. Then we get another bearish signal in our demand zone. Maybe we don't want to take that yet, right? But over here, we see we break through our demand zone, our area of support, and then we get a bearish candlestick pattern, and we can ride that momentum down. You know, and then if we extend this over, right, and just draw this over, what are we seeing? Once you break through this demand zone, this area of support, it's now going to be an area of resistance, right? And so what do? We come down, we establish a new demand zone down here. So now we have new demand after the candlesticks have played out, and we see that this old demand zone is now an area of supply, an area of resistance, and we come up and we start to establish some bearish candlestick patterns in our supply zone now, right? So we can change this color over here to red, because now, you know, we've blown through the area of demand. and it's turned into an area of supply, area of resistance. We get a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern here. You can take that trade short. We come back up into our supply zone. We get bearish engulfing. We get 3-line strike. You can take that trade to the downside. And you see, we keep getting bearish candlestick patterns at an area of resistance now. So that's basically how to set up your screen. Once you have learned some bearish candlestick patterns, you can go ahead and use the all patterns indicator on TradingView. It's completely free. And then you can use the 3-line strike indicator on TradingView completely free, and combine that with some other strategies, perhaps support and resistance, as we did in this video. Or you can use any other indicators or strategies you like as well, maybe chart patterns, maybe the RSI, maybe the MACD. There's a lots of different ways to trade. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do, but rather to inform you guys on some of the different strategies and help you out along the way. So appreciate you watching this video. If you made it this far, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Again, this is part of the free trading course that I'm dropping on YouTube. It's going to be an entire playlist, basically going from A to Z on trading, on different indicators, on different strategies and patterns. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn some more, make sure to click the playlist right here at the end of the video and scroll through there for a video you would like to learn.